Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we got a special guest in here for the Just Acting Up show. Been ready to talk to this brother for a good minute. Phillip Hodge, ladies and gentlemen. Phillip, what's up, man? Clap it in.
Y'all doing?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Now, what's the time frame over there? You in Atlanta, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised. It's 12 right now. 12.
See, I want y'all to get the time frame right. we got for all. I'm talking about not for us, but just for the viewers. Y'all make sure when y'all hit these people up. Hey man, what time is it? It's you know what time it is over here, bro. Yeah, man. So yeah, welcome, man. Appreciate it for joining us, bro.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and get into it, bro. So been following you for a while, and we want to know what actually sparked your interest into this art of acting. What got you started in this?
It's a long process. It's a very funny thing. You know, I always say in life, you know, things happen, and you know, if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. I always live by. I'm not regretful for things that happen in my life because it put me in the situation that it's put me in, but I am regretful for the things that I might have done. But I was modeling previously before I got into acting. And when I was modeling, I was meeting with, you know, photographers and whatnot, and everything was great. It sparked the interest because me and my friend from high school, Emmett Myers, we were just taking photos, and we like wearing new fits every single day when we went to school. And, you know, we would skip class, take photos. But in 2019, that was when I was a freshman in college. I had a little rough patch going on. I had to spend some time in Louisville, Kentucky, where my family's from. And when I did that, I saw my cousin, who his name is Terrell Davidson. He was a stand-up comic, and he would do, you know, his shows, and he would also do like skits as well. And when he did the skits, I remember a few times I went on set with him, and I really loved how him and his friends would shoot things, and they would come up with ideas. They would want to, you know, shoot on the weekends. So I would make sure I was off of work on the weekends so I could go to set and see how they did it. It was a very beautiful, like, collaborative time period. And, you know, he suggested, both of my friends, or my cousin and my friend, they both suggested, hey, you should get in acting. I'm like, nah, man, that ain't me. Like, I did acting back in the day. You know, like I did church plays, like, you know, it's not something that I'm interested in. You know, I played basketball. I was more of an athlete. I was actually going to school for communications. So, you know, I'm like, for me to be an actor, I don't know about that, you know, but it just sparked my interest. So when I came back to Atlanta, it kind of full circle, you know, I started doing some extra work. And then when I started doing extra work at Tyler Perry Studios, I was like, you know what? I can see myself being like a big actor, or just even an actor on screen, having lines and, you know, just booking. So then during that process, like late 2019, early 2020, like right before the pandemic hit, I had booked my first role, but I didn't shoot until after quarantine. So like I didn't get my first role until like February, but I didn't shoot it until like July of 2020. But then ever since then, it's been a role. It's been you know, it's been a journey.
What has do you have like a certain process that you go through when you approach a role or a character that you get?
Yeah, definitely. With every character, I'm even auditioning, because one of my coaches, he had told me, like, auditioning is practice. When you think about it, it's like, you know, a basketball player is not going to just go to a game and just like shoot around. Like, he has to get practice. So I always viewed audition as that is practice, and you need to do your character breakdown. You need to study, live your life within the character. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm no longer Phillip Hodge. I am this character. And even if it's just for 10 minutes and I don't book the role, as long as I am doing what I have to do to mold this character, to create the background, to create the lifestyle, to be able to perform it on the auditions, or even when I'm on set, you know, when I'm on set, I've gotten better at it as far as like being able to be social with my other co-stars. But, you know, I kind of like to do me. just kind of like to be in my own head, maybe listen to a little bit of music. And then I'll go over the lines. With my coach, he had told me, like, you know, break down every line. Every line has meaning. When you find out what meaning every line has, then you'll be able to, like, just kind of thrust it in the scene and make sure that everybody, like, understands that every line has a point, every line has a certain reaction that the other actor or even you have to have. So I just try to approach it like, you know, I'm not myself. You know, I want to be able to be the best I can be. And, you know, because when I first started, it was just reading off lines and this is how I'm going to act. If the character calls off angry, I'm going to act angry. But that's, you know, like when you start to go with coaching, they kind of nail that. Like, no, you need to, you know, study that character, live the lifestyle of that character. Even my coach, he has told us in class, like, even just creating a lifestyle of the character and maybe living it for one day. Shoot a video of it, and then, like, during the class period, you show everybody what this character would do, how he would wake up, how he would drink, how he would eat, even to the simplest details, like how does he have his utensils while he's eating? Like, does he, like, you know, does he drink like this, or does he drink, you know, very, like, is he, you know, is he wanting water so bad to the point where he's just like gulping it up and he's fast, you know, things like that.
Do you ever get fear that you're gonna get typecast? Like, is that a fear for you to get typecast?
Yes, sir. Because I'm a funny guy. I mean, like, I'm not trying to sound like Kawhi Leonard, but I'm a fun guy, you know. I'm a fun guy, so it's like, you know, comedic. Like, most of my roles, majority of them have been comedic roles, and that's great. You know, I mean, it's great to an extent because that's my strength. You know, like when I was younger, I was, you know, bullied a lot. So, you know, I always kind of use comedy as a way of being able to make people laugh. Because if I can make people laugh, then, you know, that won't get me bullied. You know, and so I kind of use comedy as kind of like an elixir. And then, like, when I'm auditioning, like a lot of casting directors I've auditioned for, they like the comedic aspect. It's just I want to veer away from that and be able to do something that's kind of like hardcore. That, you know, like I was watching Training Day the other day. I want to do something like Denzel did with Alonzo. I want to do what Omari Hardwick did in Power. Like, I want to play some hardcore gangster roles to kind of veer out of the comedy aspect, you know? So that's always a fear of mine, because it's like, you know, if they see you just as comedy, like, you know, where I have played the smooth boyfriend a good amount of times. And I mean, I know I'm good looking. I get it. I'm good looking, but it's like, I don't want to be the boyfriend that you know has to come back, and, you know, he's doing poorly in life, and then he has to come back and say, "Baby, I love you," and he has to have this real sentimental moment to, you know, get his girlfriend back. I'm like, nah, man, I want to do something different, diversify, you know.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned, like, you know, you want to move towards like serious roles. What show out now would you say could you see yourself on, or would be like a dream show for you to be on, to kind of, you feel like you could get right in the mix and just take on a serious role?
It's a good question. I would say my favorite show right now is Snowfall. You know, just the way that Damson Idris, he plays the character. I know they're going into their final season. I believe they're going to their final season. Yeah. But I just love the way, like, even the recent season when he was having the psychological back and forth with himself. I'm just like, I want to do something like that, because it's like the characters are dealing with real life situations, and, you know, he's loyal to his people, but he also can't have an edge on him. And I'm like, I want to do something like that, because, you know, that is me. I am loyal to an extent. Well, not to an extent. I'm loyal, but also, you know, I look out for my own. not to the extent of like I'll kill people because I'll never commit
No, we
murder.
can't do that, bro.
Yeah. No.
but I want to do something that's gonna be like that. You know, that's a dream role of mine, definitely.
I dig it. The boy said, I'm in the bodies.
I'll be a good Jerome. Get your squabble game up.
Get squabble up, nigga.
Get your squabble up, nigga.
Yo, man, cause I remember seeing you post about that. I'm like, yeah, cause I was like, I can already see it. Like, I would love to see that, and it's gonna happen for you. It's gonna happen.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Man, it's gonna happen, man. So, let's dial it back a little bit. So, modeling. What does your diet consist of, man? When like, cause you know, I know you say you got to keep a certain, when you modeling, and I know you have these certain parameters you got to go through. What? I'm curious. How does your diet look, man?
My diet, to keep it real, to keep it candid, I don't have a diet. I used to back in high school. Like I used to be on my fitness pal because I was running track. So I would have my fitness pal and I would just have 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
Breakfast, oatmeal, some solid, have lunch, 2 sandwiches, and a granola bar, and then my parents would make dinner. Now I just kind of eat whatever I want, but more so, especially with my friend Gio, he taught me like it's really about a balance between your working out and a balance between what you eat. You can eat what you want, but you have to have a steady workout pace. And I kind of upped my cardio. I did a fashion show back in June, and I would say since the pandemic, I haven't been in terrible shape. I've been in decent shape because I've been running every single day. But, I kind of gained some weight. And, I'm like, you know what? I want to get back to where I was before. I want to be able to, look more built, look more stronger. So in the beginning of June, I wanted to lose some weight. So I was, I upped my cardio from 30 minutes to 50 minutes. And then the week of the fashion show, you shouldn't do this at all, but I did I did 1 meal a day for 6 days before the fashion show. And then I was just running, lifting. And I was doing that for a week straight. And then like, I look built. I look huge doing that fashion show. I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want. So like right now, I just kind of up the cardio game, eat what I want. Now I'm going to get better at my dieting, of course. Like if Marvel calls me up, hey.
We got the same diet. I eat what I want.
But yeah, like unless if like Marvel calls me up, I'll probably just be eating what I want and just maintain the workout regimen I do have. I live 4 times a week. I run 5 times a week. I just maintain, especially with cardio. Cardio helps burn fat and burn calories. So like, I realize right now I'm sitting at 176, and in the beginning of this year, I was like 189. So I've lost a good amount of weight, and I feel good. I feel lighter. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday I tried that Wingstop chicken sandwich. Really good. I had 2 of them. They were really good. But I ran it off this morning before I went to the rehearsal. So yeah.
It's always about that yard bird. Something about that chicken, man.
Yes, sir.
Always.
So when you're not acting, modeling, what else do you like to do in your free time? Like, do you what things do you just like to do in your free time when you're not acting or modeling?
I've always found it that with me, I love being around my family. Although I live on my own, but I realize when I'm around my family, it does kind of take away the pressures of the world. I'm not feeling like the pressure to succeed. I'm not feeling the pressure to, want to look for people's validation. So like when I'm with them, it just kind of takes a lot of pressure away from me. I also like spending time with my friends, hanging out with my friends, going out. Me and my friends like to do some daredevil stuff. I like to bungee jump. I like to just like
wow.
I went bungee jumping once, but I like to just have fun.
Yeah.
Because when you're around me, I mean, like I try to make sure people are like laughing, people will feel like they, that they're wanted, that they're like. So like, I just like to have fun, and any way that that's possible. If I go over to my friend's house and we're playing Mortal Kombat, I'll smash you in Mortal Kombat. My guy is Kenshi, but
Okay.
Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat, just playing any Xbox, PlayStation games. I like to hoop. I hoop on my spare time occasionally. Of course, working out takes a lot of pressure away as well. But overall, I just like to if I'm not doing acting and modeling, I just kind of like to do things that's going to keep my mind productive, but also have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Not everything in life has to be serious all the time. And the times when you are having fun, that's times that you have to enjoy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I agree, man. Hold on, I'm sorry. This dude said daredevil type stuff. What's the most okay, a little bit about me. I went to a wolf dog sanctuary. That's the most crazy thing I've done so far, from what I can remember. Petting the wolf dogs and everything or whatever. Being in there. Yeah, that's the most crazy. I did it for my birthday this past year. What's the most craziest thing that Phil has done besides the bungee jumping? I'm curious now. What have you done?
Me and my friends back in college, we went to a graveyard Halloween night.
Oh yeah, I can't.
I ain't gonna be able to do that. I ain't gonna be able to do that.
It was like maybe 11, 12 at night. We just went there just to hang out, see if anything like spooky is going to happen. Nothing happened, but I just wanted to see it for the effect. Like, hey, is there a ghost going to pop up, like scare me in my dreams or something?
I had a friend that I used to work with that went to a haunted plantation in Louisiana.
Oh no.
He spent the weekend at a haunted plantation in Louisiana.
For fun?
Not.
Yeah, for fun. I mean, what? Hey, you want to know what's the most crazy part? He was a white guy. I can't make it up.
That's wow.
So back to the acting. I don't know what he found.
Now we know.
But you, I know you said you want to veer into different directions in the acting space. Would you ever challenge yourself to do Broadway?
That's actually something I'm really looking to do. I can't sing, but I definitely do want to do more theater. I always kind of thought to myself, if I'm going to be an actor or even in model, I want to broaden my spectrum and do everything. That's the way I viewed it. So with acting, I want to be able to do theater. I want to also do film. I've done mostly film, but of course, if I could do theater, I would love to do theater because I feel like the best actors are theater based because they know how to project their voice. They know how to project. They know how to project themselves. Unlike in film, you have multiple takes. You gotta get it right first night, or while you're on stage. But even then, if you're doing multiple shows, I had one of my theater friends tell me, like, not everything is as it seems the first go around. So like when you're acting and you're saying a line, the first go around might be something how you interpret it. But when you do it maybe a few shows later, you might interpret it a different way and be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna say it this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's, theater, I always felt like, the best actors come from theater. And if I could broaden my spectrum, definitely have theater background while also doing film, that would be amazing. And that's always something that I've always thought about doing. Now, if you get me up on the mic, I'll probably hurt some people's ears, honestly, because I can't sing. But it's worth a try. It's worth a try.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's worth a try. I think I know Will said something about that as well too, that he would like to be on stage as well too, Broadway or something like that. So yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah,
So
it's awesome.
yeah, man, yeah. So so far, in your career, what's been the favorite role you have been a part of, or the favorite project so far?
I would say I got two. Is that
Okay.
cool?
What you
I got
got?
two. So first one is Family and Campbell. Is on A Connection TV or Watch ACTV. With Family and Campbell, it was, since it's a streaming network show, it's not like mainstreaming, but it's a guy that he's trying to, put his streaming network out there. I got the series regular on that because I had did good on one of his other shows as a nerd. So when I did Family and Campbell, it was mostly comedic, but episode 4 was really what I felt like was my breakout because episode 4 was dealing with Black community issues, about police brutality, about racial profiling. And I've never dealt with racial profiling myself, but to capture a kid who my character was 16, 17 years old, who, essentially the show is kind of like Fresh Prince, somewhat like Fresh Prince. Essentially, is a rich family and their cousin comes and lives with them for college. And, they don't really know much. I'm the son. I don't really know much about the Black community outside of, my family. So we go to this white party and, a couple of my white friends kind of lie on me and tell that, I had drugs, and then the police kind of capture me, and, I'm dealing with all these emotions throughout the episode where, I'm breaking down. My sister is trying to do something like create a rally, and I tell her to let it go. I would say that was my most emotional but dramatic performance, where that, like, I talk about how I want to diversify myself. That episode I felt like gave me more to do rather than just being the funny guy that that throws around the jokes.
Yeah.
And I'd say if you guys could watch ACTV, like episode 4 is definitely a very emotional episode. There's a total of 6 episodes, but 4 is definitely the most emotional. And with the second show I did, Post Grad, the series, I shot that earlier this year. I would say Post Grad is my favorite because even though it's comedic, I'd say that role kind of opened up. That made me open up a lot more because while I'm still developing myself and getting better at the craft, there was a lot of times when I was acting, I was afraid to go all in. I was afraid to go outside of the box because I'm afraid of what the director or what my fellow co-stars are going to say. But post grad, I'm like, you know what? They chose. He said, I really liked your audition. You were really funny, and you the only guy that did it on the blue screen, and I really liked it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go outside the box on this one. Like, I studied the character, but then it really just helped me open up a lot more. Where I'm like, I like doing this, and I don't need to be afraid to be out there. You know what I'm saying? As an actor, you gotta live, authentically within the situation. And in that situation, authentically, we all have had situations where we break up with an ex, we break up with our girlfriend, and we're trying to make her jealous with another girl. So we kind of overreact and we overact, and that's kind of what I was doing in that scene. So I say that was my favorite one because that was the first time I would say that I really felt open, and ever since then, I feel like I got this. It's okay to go outside the box and think different. To perform, but also to not be afraid of and pigeonhole yourself to like just one area because you're afraid of what people or what everybody else is going to think. So yeah.
I agree.
Who will be on your I would say you can either answer your Mount Rushmore of actors you want to work with, or is there one particular actor that you would want to work with?
Mount Rushmore, I got Will Smith, of course, because that's my favorite actor of all time. I actually was reading his book. I read his book, and there's a lot of things that I felt like I could connect with Will Smith. So I definitely like Will Smith. Viola Davis, definitely want to work with Viola Davis. I really want to go see The Woman King. That's
Yeah.
I want to go see that. And then Damson Idris, definitely want to work with him. And Amari Hartley. Oh yeah, can't forget Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
I love Lakeith Stanfield. I really loved him, especially in Judas and the Black Messiah. Judas and the Black Messiah, I feel like it's kind of underrated because, like, we as a Black community, they don't really teach the story of Fred Hampton in school. So, like, for me, that story, it really resonated with me. They killed him at 21. I'm 22. So, and then seeing how both him and Daniel Kaluuya played off each other, they were, the guys. I just love that movie. I feel like that's probably the most underrated movie of last year because it doesn't get talked.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think it was nominated for anything, but that's like one of the most underrated movies, in my opinion, of last year.
As Fred Hammond and like what he did at such a young age. Yeah, it was amazing. A lot of stuff which we use in our school system, like the free lunch program, and it's just
Absolutely.
Do you think you would have been able to play Lakeith Stanfield's character because that was the guy that had to fall on the sword? Like you snitched on Fred Hammond, you got him set up.
Could I play that character? I would want to play that character, honestly.
Yeah, would you want to play that character?
Yeah, I would love to. I mean, because it gives me a little bit more diversity in the acting. Plus, I was watching interviews when they were promoting the film. He was talking about like he did the studying of the guy that snitched, but he said he had to go to therapy after that, because it was so much that was going on. And I did my research and I read up on the story. Even to the point where, like, I think he committed suicide because he did a documentary style. The movie starts where, he's doing a documentary style. I think it was like black people of the movement or something like that. It came out like in the late 1980s. And the day that it came out, I think was Martin Luther King's birthday. And they said he committed suicide that day. Like he drove into traffic and committed suicide. But that type of guy is dealing with a lot of conflict. Because deep down, at least in the movie, they portrayed it that he didn't want to do it. He's just doing it because he wants freedom. And they basically, would have captured him and put him in, in prison. And he's not in a lot of things, like he's dealing with a lot of things in the film where he's conflicted of, like, even when the last scene where he's giving Fred Hampton the water and the pill, he's kind of like stuttering and he's just kind of, I don't really want to go through with this. But I have to, like, and playing a character like that, it's sort of like playing like the movie is called Judas in the Black Messiah. It's like playing Judas. Judas was conflicted in the Bible, conflicted about, of course, giving Jesus to the people, giving him to the soldiers. But it's like for the time, he was given gold for that. He was given money, essentially money. Like Lakeith Stanfield's character was given, freedom. So it's like in that type of scenario, it's like you gotta weigh your options. What can I do? What can I not do? It's like a moral dilemma. And I feel like those type of roles are what's great. Like when you're watching movies and you watch the villain role and you see villains that are great are villains that have reasoning for what they're doing, and they're not doing it just to be evil. They're doing it because they have a mindset and it's a moral dilemma. Like, I don't know what I have to do or what I should do, but this is why I feel like I'm called to do, you know?
Yeah, it's a backstory. It's a reason for, you know. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
Gotcha.
love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. Couple more things, then we're gonna get you out of here. So, talk about your recent role on Atl Homicide, TV1, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
talk about that for a little bit. Without spoiling, without spoiling.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was an amazing process. I will say that. I mean, of course, getting up there, I was having some car troubles at the time, so getting up there, I had to take a bus up there, and it was February of this year. It was like extremely cold, and I remember in the episode, I remember I had to get naked. I had to, so when getting naked in 30-degree weather, it's not fun at all.
No.
It's just the wind is just smacking your body like that. It's like, man,
Ooh.
man. And but the PAs and everybody, they were cool. They, they got us comforters, made sure that we were good to go. It was a night shoot, so we shot from I shot 2 days. I shot first day at night, like at 7 to 10, and then the other night I had to come in at 10 and shoot to 12. But it was an amazing process, and it felt great because it was my first TV role. Like I said, I'm tremendously blessed. I thank God for that because I've been telling myself all throughout this year. I told myself I wanted to get an agent. I got that. I signed with Guild Talent earlier this year. Then I wanted to get a booking out of state, whether it been modeling or acting. I got a booking out of state. Now, with the last few months, I want to accomplish. I want to get my first SAG TV role, whether it's recurring or whether it's guest star. I just want to do something. And that doing the premiere a few weeks ago and doing that, seeing myself on TV, it's just it felt so awesome because it's within the last 2 years, all this hard work is paying off. And I definitely was a tremendous opportunity and something I definitely won't forget. It's you won't forget your first love. You won't forget, your first TV role or big booking, so that's always going to have a special place in my heart.
Man, beautiful. Love it, bro. Love it, love it, love it, man. Before we log you out of here, man, any advice you want to give to up and coming actors or?
Yeah. I say definitely within, life throws you bananas. That's a terrible cliche, but life throws you. That's a terrible saying, but life throws you things, and when life throws you things, it's not to just ball up in a circle and just hide. Hide. You have to just push through. My favorite movie franchise is the Rocky franchise, and Rocky said in Rocky Balboa, he was talking to his son, he was talking to him and saying, it's not about how hard you get it, it's about how hard you get it and keep moving forward. So when life throws you things, just keep moving forward. Things will happen for actors. I've had this point for, a little bit where, you're not booking things and, you feel like, man, I'm not booking, man. Is this really the career path I should go to? Am I really good enough? Am I really, am I going to be seen as an actor? When you have those type of questions, you just got to pray, ask God for guidance. Because, I don't think God puts things in our hearts just to not do. If he put it in your heart that to be an actor, to be a doctor, to be a nurse, to be a basketball and athlete player, or I see athlete player, to be an athlete, to be anybody, that is something that God wants you to do. And, the trials and tribulations we deal with in life is not to have us ball up in a circle, is to get us prepared for the greater thing that's going to happen in life. I've grown up in the church, and my dad's a minister, and closing out in church, they will always say the best has yet to come. And the best has yet to come. You may feel like that this time period is very slow, that there's nothing coming out, but you keep pushing forward, you will reap what you sow. You will get the benefits for, you know, putting in the work. So definitely just push forward. And if there's anybody that feels like you can't do it, so, you know, so be it. You got to push forward. You need to believe in you. Believe in you.
Right.
Shot of motivation right there from Phillip Hodge, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro. Man, there you have, ladies and gentlemen, Phillip Hodge. Y'all make sure y'all follow.
I'm sorry, James, but I got one quick question. This is football. This is kickoff weekend, and football is back. So, Mr. Phillip, who's the team? If you watch sports, because some people don't, but who's the team you're running with this year?
I mean, you can't bet against Brady, man. I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a Hawks fan. I'm loyal to Atlanta, but you can't bet against Brady. And I feel like, you know, yeah. I mean, as long as Brady's playing, everybody's getting a run for their money. I will say that. So, yeah.
Well, I can't argue with him on that.
I wanted that man to retire.
He got a point. I can't even argue.
It's like I mean, he retired and then he's coming back, so he's coming back with a vengeance. And, you know, when he's coming back with a vengeance, that means he ain't planning on losing. He's planning on winning. So.
I got you.
Let y'all have it, man. Phillip Hodge, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
All right, bro. Be safe. Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
All right, y'all have a good one. Take care.
All right, you too.